All right, hey everyone, Andrew here with Nashville Severe Weather. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. This was a quick fire, very quickly issued severe thunderstorm warning for some 60 mile per hour winds down here in Williamson County around Thompson Station. I'm going to go right over to TBNA radar and show you what this warning is for. Right over along Sedbury Road and just along 840 and Indy High School. You see this an area of orange pop up here on the radar. This is an area of 60 mile per hour winds that quickly developed on TBNA. That's right around Sedbury Road. They're just west of Thompson Station, Independence High School, and west of Columbia Pike there. And that's exactly what this warning is for, is this area of 60 mile per hour winds. Now, what typically happens is these things drop their strong winds, they go severe, and then they drop very quickly. There's not a lot of shear in the atmosphere today to sort of enhance the life span of these storms, and so they can get going and then they just fall apart. And so hopefully this warning won't last very long, but this is the severe thunderstorm warning polygon for Williamson County. So this is for south of Franklin, Thompson Station, Spring Hill area. And this warning's in effect until 5:15. And we'll see if the thing lasts that long. It just in the environments like we have today, where there's not a lot of shear, these storms they can't maintain themselves like a really organized severe weather day. So they tend to go up and down very quickly. And sometimes you get the warning out in time, sometimes you don't. It's amazing how fast things change. So. Severe thunderstorm warning here for southern Williamson County, and this is for strong wind. You don't want to be outside for this, so be inside if you're around Thompson Station, around 840, Spring Hill, anywhere there in northern Murray County. If you're watching us from down there, you definitely want to be inside for this. Don't be outside around trees. That's a bad deal when that happens, so please don't be outside around trees when this storm comes through. So David's over on Twitter. He says, from Mackhatcher, south of Franklin, down to Spring Hill, it's where the warning is. 60 mile per hour winds, penny-sized hail, no tornado concerns. And that's worth mentioning. This is not a tornado concern kind of a day. This is purely a straight line wind, severe thunderstorm warning kind of a deal. So let's back out, look at reflectivity here, and we're going to look at sort of the classic radar and show you where things are firing up and where things are not. And we've got a lot of questions about Guns N' Roses and outdoor events tonight. So let's take a look at this while we have this warning going on here down to the south. Again, be inside of your Thompson Station, Spring Hill, anywhere inside that yellow polygon down there south of Franklin in Williamson County. Okay, up here, and most of the rain clearly is west of Williamson County and Metro. So from Ashland City back to the west, clearly favored for the rain, but we don't think that it's going to be confined to there. We think there could be more rain spread to the east as outflow boundaries and all kinds of stuff get dropped out of this rain. It could fire off some storms over Nashville, so we're going to watch for that here a little bit later. A little storm trying to get going over Creve Hall, north of Brentwood, and going over toward Nolensville Pike and Old Hickory Boulevard. So a little storm trying to get going over there. So Davidson County not completely dry right now, but things may change. It may get a little bit more widespread here in just a little bit. Over toward Nolensville, a little bit of light rain, most of the rain south of the Cool Springs Mall, south of Franklin. And then over in Fairview, of course, we've had rain for quite a while and some lightning, thunder, but non-severe storms over in Fairview and western Williamson County today. Main concern and main focus right now is over here in southern Williamson County. This is going to be the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go back over and look at TBNA again. This is going to be for a little bit earlier. Let's go back in time. You see that area of real quick oranges show up there around 840 and Independence High School. And that warning comes out because of that. And those were 60 mile per hour winds being indicated on radar. Here's Independence High School. So this is the Columbia Pike exit here off 840. This is the Burwood exit. So this would be the Carters Creek exit on 840. And this is in between. This is Sedbury Road. This here is Thompson Station Road West as it goes under 840. And that's right where this area of strong winds appeared and then disappeared as it headed down to the southeast. At least radar indicated. Radar indicates the winds have calmed down just a little bit. So still gusty out there, I'm sure. And let's see here. Let's let David in here. Hey, David.
Hey, Andrew.
So we're going to have David here in just a minute. There he is.
I am efforting the answer to the Guns N' Roses concert, so give me
Okay. Will tweeted earlier and said not a bad idea to take a poncho tonight just in case. I'm seeing
I
an
agree
outflow
with
boundary
that.
come from west to east across Davidson County.
Yeah.
So we could see a little bit of development in Davidson. Other than that storm in Creve Hall, I see just a faint outflow boundary there coming through Bellevue.
The hard part is that there's
a little bit more development there. We're just going to have to watch
there's a
that.
little, if you look at the mesoanalysis, there's a little mesolow sitting right over LBL.
Oh, yeah?
And so what's going to happen is that mesolow is going to move. And so I think that we'll lose our dynamics when it does. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it's doing, which is what I'm doing now. So.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, Will.
Hey, everybody.
So yeah, we'll have to see, as David was saying. We're just gonna have to see how it pans out in Davidson County as things get moved around, rain cooled air gets thrown around, where are the areas that didn't get worked over today, those kinds of things. So everybody's fair game at the moment. We'll just have to see. Focus continues to be this severe thunderstorm warning here in southern Williamson County. It was a very, very quick warning to come out as soon as some 60-mile-per-hour winds showed up in the radar data. Those showed up in the TB&A radar data, and I know I'm repeating myself as people jump in here just the past few minutes. And it's for this. If you see these bright colors here, this orange show up here, and that on our radar color scale typically means you're getting really close to severe criteria. And so these were 60-mile-per-hour winds that popped up right over 840 and Sudbury Road, Thompson Station Road, and rushed off to the southeast. Now, radar thinks those have calmed down. No way to really know unless you're right underneath it. So reports are a good idea. Will's going to take those for us, and he gets those primarily from the hashtag T-Spotter feed that we keep up. And we watch it closely, so send your reports in using hashtag T-Spotter if you've got any damage. Not so much if it's raining or lightning, storming, but if you've got any large hail, severe criteria stuff, any wind damage, hail quarter size or larger, that's of particular interest to the Weather Service. We'll get that over to them. And they use that stuff on days like today, for sure. Storm over Creve Hall is just slowly getting its act together. It's more of just a kind of a garden variety downpour right now. Just very slowly getting its act together. Right around Brentwood, subdivisions right there on the southeast side of downtown Brentwood, and on up into Nippers Corner, Creve Hall. Nothing really to worry about right now except for maybe a lightning threat, but it is getting a little taller, getting its act together there. Looks like a new severe warning came out back to our west. That's going to be for Dixon County. So Dixon, Humphreys, Hickman. So those storms are picking up some steam back to our west. Currently doesn't include western Williamson. That'll pop up on our screen here in just a second. Guys, I don't have my AirPods in. Can y'all hear me okay?
You sound wonderful, Andrew.
Oh, thanks, man.
Great as always.
I mean, not better than normal, not worse than normal, but just your average voice, which is pretty good.
Well, running on a new-to-me computer today, so...
Oh, yeah.
Having to...
Thank you, Patreon
haven't paired my
supporters.
AirPods yet. What's that?
Thank you, Patreon supporters.
Yes.
Yes,
we
because
really...
that other computer was ready. I was ready to do an Office Space scene on that computer where they take a hammer to it and beat the mess out of it in the field.
Yeah, the other one had a problem with freezing up, and it once or twice it did it at just the wrong time, and that doesn't last long with me. So got a new to me computer this time, and so far it's working great. So yeah, one severe thunderstorm warning in effect for us. That remains till 5:15. We'll see if that goes 30 minutes. I doubt it, but we'll see if it does. That's going to be for southern Williamson, northern Murray, and then the warning back here to our west comes right up to our front door on the west side, but it doesn't include us. And that's going to be, I guess, for winds, guys. Right? Let's see. That's going to be at a hard radar angle. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So we'll watch these storms as they come in. Storm over Brentwood's still getting its act together. Let's check on that. Let me get a little. See if I can get a camera going here. First time I've loaded these cameras on this computer, so they're a little slow coming up.
All right, here's my 3 tweet. Let me know what you think. Because you're listening on YouTube, you get to hear first. About GNR and about the Vanderbilt-Hawaii game. As you can see on your screen there, Andrew, if you'll toggle back the reflectivity, those storms that are out near Ashland City and Charlotte and Dixon over by Kingston Springs there, those are generally drifting down towards the southeast. So I think the further north you are, the better off you are. I'm not exactly sure that those are going to miss Nashville because there's a little bit of a low that's going to try to blow some of those storms up in Cheatham County near Ashland City a little bit further to the east. And then as Andrew was saying, that little pop up near Creve Hall, there's so much cape/instability sitting out there that we could see something pop up here in the next hour to 2 hours because that's peak heat of the day. And we finally have like a little triggering mechanism to set the storms off. But all models have this convection dying off as we approach sunset. And the mesoanalysis that I've done quick and dirty and reading some of the forecast discussions seems to agree with that. So my best advice would be if you're going out to the football game at Vandy or to the GNR concert to, number one, bring a poncho in case it gets wet. Number two, if there's lightning, make sure you find an enclosed structure. You're not safe by standing under a pavilion or underneath the stands or anything like that. So that's what I think. And there's more severe thunderstorm warnings coming out. So canceling and continuing. Okay, but that's all. I'm going to send this 3 tweet out and go from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Our part of the warning was canceled, so Williamson's no longer included.
Yeah, but we got that big honking one out to our west there.
Yeah, we got a big one to our west. There's the new polygon for that Williamson storm. So they've removed Williamson out of it. And includes just Murray. So currently we have no warnings in effect. That big one to our west, though, is one we're going to have to watch. So let's see. Let me back up in time here just on the velocity data. That's going to be a hard one to read velocity-wise. Let me go up to Hopkinsville. Oh, yeah, it's easier to read there. Yeah, so here are the winds off the Hopkinsville radar. It's got a better read on it. So, yeah, it has pretty strong winds coming coming through Humphreys and Dixon counties. Move into the southeast. Pretty clear southeastward movement there with the strongest winds. Those might miss us, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, because of those outflow boundaries are kicking up there, Andrew.
Exactly.
That's why we were saying there's an eastern component to the forcing mechanism that may spark something up near Geodis or near Vanderbilt.
Yep, I agree.
Should we hang on for a little bit here on the stream and just see what happens?
I'd be interested to see what that OFB kicks off as it moves north, right?
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
popcorning some stuff over.
Currently, it's just
north-
got one cell that's
that
come
north
off
part
of
of
it. It's
Bellevue,
right there,
yeah.
right
Does
there
that
on Riverwalk. I don't see anything aloft yet. Maybe one up around
Forest
Wilton.
Hills, Tyne, south of Green Hills, starting to
There's
thicken
nothing
up
really
a-
aloft with it.
No, not aloft. No, I'm looking at the surface. Let me go up here. Yeah.
So it's not just explosive.
That Bellevue one hangs on to pretty well up there.
What we're doing here is we're going up and down in the atmosphere with the radar, so it's got a bunch of tilts that it does, and we're going up and down the altitude here, looking to see.
They're showing 50s at 15,000 feet.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do we hang on? I think, if we hang on for anything, it's what comes out of Kingston Springs down into.
Yeah, I agree. Let's hang on till at least 5. We're not in the let's talk about popcorn stage of the stream because there's still storms coming in.
Yeah.
But there's really not much else to say.
We might be quiet for a while, but
No, we can still talk.
we can still talk, but like we might just kind of be chill.
But not about custard.
Don't get me started.
So Bailey over here has been sitting next to me ever since the first lightning thing happened. This is the dog yesterday that refused to walk. He loves to walk. And it was so hot yesterday. He was like, no, I'm not doing it. I just refuse. And he's been whimpering the whole afternoon after he heard the first lightning strike a while back. Yeah. And my daughter put this Tennessee collar on him before she left for school. So he's representing.
Hey, pretty dark in Green Hills, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Tom,
a nice little cell.
Yeah, I meant to. I did show your comment. I wasn't meaning to actually. I was trying to reply to Jamie. What's wrong with custard? Well, nothing, and we won't go there today. This was a big discussion we had a while back.
I was confused about the differences between all those things. That's why we're bringing that up.
Hey, this storm over Brentwood is getting its act together fast.
Yeah, hail marker now.
So this is up around 16,000 feet, right over the Brentwood Library in Brenthaven, Crockett Park, and this sucker's about to drop some rain and probably some hail. So right around the WSM Tower, Lipscomb Elementary, Brenthaven, Crockett Park.
Dude, that thing's legit.
Yeah, this thing's
25K.
really gone up just in the past.
Yeah, if you're at
just in the
McKay's
past
Mill,
year.
it's time to head inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this storm, it's
Or
been just
Crockett
kind of a
Park,
light,
Governor's
moderate
Club.
rainer in the past few minutes, but it's about to really, really pick up steam up and down Wilson Pike and I-65, Moore's Lane.
If you're out at Governor's Club now, it's going to lightning soon. It's got to.
I was thinking this thing's going to be right on top of the Nashville Golf Club down off Moore's Lane.
Nashville Golf Club. Yep.
So it's going to be a heavy rain. So this radar image here is up at around 17,000 feet. And we call they're kind of water balloons. Just kind of these big water balloons that hang over your head. And eventually they're going to pop. Now this one got developed because this outflow boundary went up underneath it. It's in the process of going underneath it. But when that outflow boundary moves past it, the support that's lifting it is going to come out from under it, and it's going to all come crashing down. So I would expect a pretty decent storm from Cool Springs to Brentwood, McKay's Mill, down to Highway 96 here in the next little bit. There's really not a lot. Is my lightning data right? There's really no lightning with it yet?
Yeah, I don't have any either.
Well, there will be soon.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There's going to be lightning soon. No way that's going to... No way that's gonna work.
Bro, I can't take you outside because it's lightning. I think he has to pee. That's why he's whimpering.
No rotation. That is not a concern.
No, we're not worried about tornadoes.
Let's recap where we are right now. I'm gonna turn the lightning off to get rid of that red box. That can be confusing. So
There's the first lightning strike there, Andrew.
Oh, in Brentwood.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a lot more here in just a second.
Right over by Concord and what's the name of that street? Saratoga Drive, over by the Green Hill Boulevard. Turn off there off Concord. You know that well, Andrew.
I do know that well. I grew up there. I'll get a text from my mom here in about 5 seconds. Did you hear that?
Hello, Mrs. Lee. She's watching.
I'll get another text too right after that one. Yeah, let's recap just a second. So we were under severe thunderstorm warning here in southern Williamson County. That got edited. We got edited out of that one. So it's now only for Murray County. So it expired for us. It was canceled for us. We're currently not under any severe thunderstorm warnings. We have them to our west. We have them to our south. But we are currently not under any. However, some decent storms are getting going off of what this is an outflow boundary here, stretching from Bells Bend to Forest Hills, Brentwood, Cool Springs, McKay's Mill, Franklin. So on that outflow boundary, that's going to act to spark off storms in an air mass that has not been worked over yet. New severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson County.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
So
what time is the GNR concert?
6.
6? Okay.
So new severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson County. That's probably going to be for this Brentwood storm. It's the strongest one out there right now. Let's see.
I think that storm out.
Oh, no, it's
West
actually for
Mead-
the southern storm.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It just barely clipped this. I think you see that little ball of convection on the other side of Riverwalk.
Yeah.
That just formed in the wake of that outflow boundary, and with lightning already down at Brentwood, that's pretty close to any kind of 6-mile safety radius for the concert. I would imagine they're going to want to clear people out before they get in there. At least they should.
Yeah.
But my main concern is that outflow boundary coming through and the storm popping right on top of it. So if y'all are listening to us on there, we know y'all are over there, but I really think that this is going to be the only concern tonight for any kind of delay. I don't think once that concert gets going that we'll have a delay after that. Yeah, I hate it when those warnings clip our extreme southern, but whatever.
That cell we were watching behind the outflow in Bellevue has exploded.
I think that's the one he was just talking about.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, okay. Good.
And by exploded, we don't mean like things blew up. We mean it has matured into a healthy thunderstorm.
Going up and down in this storm here in Brentwood, it is still getting its act together. Again, this is not a tornado concern. This is just a strong, gusty, kind of a microbursty setup for us. And which means, that's to say that we could have some 50, 60 mile per hour winds come out of these storms pretty suddenly. And so this one's sort of, it's not severe yet, but it might be preparing to be. So we just we need to watch it because it's getting stronger. It has plenty of fuel with this outflow boundary going up underneath it. That's going to lift this thing really, really high and could give it some fuel to come crashing down. So that's what we're going to be watching here. I'm going to go up in the I got the text I told you I was about to get. So let's go up in the atmosphere here. So we're going up here to about 21,000 feet, and there's some pretty decent reflectivities up here. This is bouncing off of objects, hail, rain, all that stuff. So right over Brenthaven, Brentwood Library, Wilson Pike, Crockett Park, all the way over west of 65 as well, around Granny White Park. That's going to be Murray Lane, Fountainhead, Holly Tree Farms. Same thing there. Storm going up over there. So this thing's just kind of a big mass of yuck, and could be dropping some hail and some strong winds. Let's go over to TB&A. Let's look at what TB&A is showing for this storm. Looks like it's showing kind of a mess. Not great data coming out of there. So could have some winds starting to get their act together right around Ravenwood High School, Crockett Springs, Carriage Hills. So probably some strong winds going to get going around Brenthaven, Crockett Park, Ravenwood here in a little bit.
Yeah, it's some pretty good CG now. If you're at the pool at McKay's Mill, it's time to abandon the pool and not like stand underneath the pavilion as if we'll wait for it to blow through. Like, go get in the car. You're done. It's okay, buddy. Come here, buddy. It's all right.
Yeah, so this severe thunderstorm warning that we got was down here. It clips our southern part of Williamson County, the southern part of our county. Includes Bethesda, Spring Hill, Cross Keys, Flat Creek, Allisona, places like that. Just the far southern piece of Williamson County. And that's for those strong winds in that storm that we saw earlier that's still kind of hanging around there. The storm that has the best potential at this moment, I think, to develop into something severe additionally would be this one up here in northern Williamson, right around Brentwood. And so we're going to be watching places right here around Crockett Springs, right here, around Crockett Springs, Montclair, Oak Hall, Carriage Hills, Ravenwood High School. Watching this area right here for greens that get brighter, reds that get brighter, might even get some blues in here. We could see some real strong downburst, microburst winds develop right in this area. This is going to be basically Moores Lane down to Cool Springs Boulevard. See, it's starting to do it already just a little bit. The latest radar scan, you're starting to see the reds go this way, the greens go this way. This would be the area that I would say could get a microburst in the next few minutes. And that's going to be from Moores Lane down to Cool Springs Boulevard, Avalon, Ingleham Farms, Laurels, Northumberland, Highland Park. So this is where it looks like a little downburst is developing. We'll see how strong it gets here in a little bit, but Crockett Park would be included in that. As well,
Andrew,
as
one of the markers of that is divergent winds at 30,000 feet, and I'm seeing that right now.
Yeah,
right where you're evaluating it. So yeah, we might end up with a downburst, a microburst, which by the way is just a bunch of wind that just comes flying down and then hits the ground and then spreads apart.
It's like a ripple on a pond.
Winds. Yeah, kind of like if you were an ant and somebody dropped a giant water balloon and somebody popped the balloon just before it got to the surface, all of the water would be pushing the wind down to the surface and displacing it, and that's what's causing a microburst. So those are just particularly strong winds that are pretty brief, but they knock stuff down.
This is going to be close to Smith Park too. In fact, it's going to be right on top of Smith Park, directly on top of Smith Park. So that's a place where a lot of people tend to go outside. Maybe not when it's real hot, but I'm sure they do. 34, 35, so still in the 30s being indicated by TB&A. Looks like a new statement out for Williamson County here stating that winds to 50 miles per hour could be possible. I totally agree with that, and that's going to be for this storm here over Brentwood. It's possible that this storm over Brentwood could develop winds to 50 miles per hour. That would not surprise me. Yeah, right there inside that white box. Things aren't moving much either. I mean, this is going to be one of those things that it could fill up the creeks pretty quickly. I know we've been dry, but when the ground's hard like this, it's been so hot. You could fill the creeks up pretty fast with a heavy rainer, and this would. In fact, there's a couple of creeks that around there that can be problems every once in a while, and the ground is awfully hard.
Yeah, they're pretty dry. Let's see. Post.
That's one thing I learned when we lived in Texas during one of their worst heat waves in 2011 and 12, and
Come here, Toby.
when we had such hot weather, we had 74 days, I think it was in 2011 or 2012, like 74 days over 100 degrees. that was really something. But we found out that when it's that hot and the ground gets that dry and that hard, it actually made flooding worse. When we would get the rain, we were actually more flood prone because the ground was just so hard it just couldn't accept the rain. So I don't think we're in nearly that extreme of a case here, but just something to watch for when we get this heavy rain. All right, so we're looking back down at the base level of this storm. Lowest radar scan we have, which is at about 1,400 feet, and it shows the widespread rain, widespread downpours now, covering Brentwood. We got a good couple of good images of that. This is Concord Road and Green Hill Boulevard. This is a city of Brentwood camera. Traffic moving slow, a lot of heavy rain. So let's go, let's check out downtown Brentwood. Actually, this is going to be Moores Lane, Galleria Boulevard. I mean, you can't even see across the interstate there. That's a lot of heavy rain there.
So check out what's going on. There's if you go up to look up at Jolton, Andrew, you see that real low reflectivity moving due south. So what's happening is these storms are firing up, and as soon as they get tall enough, they're catching that median wind and just going south. So like that storm that's at Bellevue right now, it's going to end up south of Geodis. It's also going to end up south of Vanderbilt. That storm that's causing the problems in Brentwood is going to obviously continue to go south into Franklin, Cool Springs, over down to 840. So really the only thing that I think that's going to threaten Vandy or Geodis Park would be a new cell that forms in the wake of this boundary, which would mean it would form right over the top of you. We wouldn't really see it coming until we were almost out of time to do anything.
Or it'd be in northern Davidson County and drift south.
Yeah, but the problem is that outflow boundary ain't going to get into northern Davidson County in time.
Yeah. Right.
So I think we might skate and get away with it if we're doing outdoorsy, sporty things and outdoorsy, November Rain singing and what other songs. I mean, I guess I'm in the GNR generation, but I was never a fan, which explains why I'm doing this and I'm not at the concert.
We were wondering why you were here.
I mean, I can't tell you the last concert. The last concert I went to was Toad the Wet Sprocket. Because they're the only band worth seeing, in my opinion.
That also doesn't surprise me.
That's something else. That's another discussion entirely.
See exactly what happened here. You see this outflow boundary, this light blue line. When it gets up under this thing, it just lifts it sky high. Just gets right under it, pushes that storm way up.
Yep.
And so we can even see already the storm over in Bellevue is starting to lose some of its support. Now, it's still raining pretty hard, still pretty gross. But this storm will likely exhale a little bit here around Cool Springs and East Franklin.
So look what's happening near Bell's Bend. That little reflectivity north there, it hits that outflow boundary. No, north of there.
Oh, up here. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, see that little reflectivity goes and bang,
Yep.
it hits that boundary and pops straight up.
Yep.
So that might be the only chance to cause problems inside the 440 loop where the sports and the concert is tonight.
Pouring rain continues in Brentwood. Crockett and Aberdeen. Is Crockett Road, Aberdeen Drive, and a lot of water coming down there. Just a really decent car wash there. So a mess in Brentwood. I almost said for your commute. What is today Saturday? It is, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you have a camera for 65 and
I was looking.
Galleria?
Yeah, I do. Well, their camera's down. But yes, I've got a Moores in 65. But you see these cars are hitting water, so there's definitely a little bit of street flooding. But that's to be expected. This is a heavy rainer for sure. Might even get to see if my new weather station is gonna measure rain. Hasn't had a drop since I put it up. Zoom in on that Brentwood storm. Those of you in Brentwood, especially around McKay's Mill, you're going to get a lot of water with this. I know it just started raining there in McKay's Mill, but you got a ways to go with this one. It's sort of back building a little bit. It's still building and developing around Annandale and just south of downtown Brentwood. And so this thing's going to be raining for a while. And I'm thinking of roads. Let me think of roads like McEwen Drive. Gets a lot of traffic, but there's that area of McEwen where just the other day I saw an accident. Last time it rained, whenever that was. Last time it rained, there's an accident. You crest the hill coming up toward Wilson Pike on McEwen, and multiple times I've lost traction there and saw a car flipped over last time it rained. Be very careful driving on these roads because they're going to have a lot of water on them. And doesn't matter how good your tires are, there's going to be some potential for hydroplaning for sure. I'm going to zoom out just a second. I'm going to work on my audio just one minute here.
Oh, Moses. Okay. Is anybody opening for GNR tonight?
I have a hard time believing they're going to take the stage at 6, but somebody must be opening.
Yeah, Garrett, LOL, yeah. Hey, Carrie, this is Guns N' Roses. You want to open for us at Geoda's Park? That sure would be something.
I like Geodis. They got to do something about the parking.
Dude, the parking's amazingly terrible.
Terrible.
I have actively refused to go to games simply because I didn't want to put up with the parking.
Yep.
But the stadium is incredible. Like, they really did it right. Oh, Chris Stapleton. That's not bad.
Chris Stapleton is opening for.
That's what Lou McNeil says on Twitter. Carey really is the opener? What?
Why not take the bus? It's a good question. Bus doesn't come to anywhere near my house.
It's kind of a clutch move, though, because the bus is the way to go.
Oh, the bus is great. If I lived downtown, I would take the bus.
Yeah. The bus is the move. It is Carrie Underwood?
I think so, yeah. And I think she's going to sing a couple songs with him.
I mean, why don't you just, like, not announce her, let Chris Stapleton open, and then in the middle, all of a sudden, here comes Carrie Underwood on stage. And people are like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, are Guns N' Roses really that big of a deal? I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Well, the outflow boundary is about to go through Vanderbilt right now. So if you're tailgating and you feel that nice breeze that's coming from Belmead over from St. Thomas,
80-degree breeze.
That less hot breeze that comes through is the outflow boundary, which, as usual in the summer, means that a storm is going to be nearby, because the only thing that causes outflow boundaries are storms. The good news is the storm, I mean, looking at it, I would take my umbrella or poncho with me, because y'all might still get a little bit of rain from this. That little thing up near Bell's Bend. Yeah, if you go north a little bit. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't create a little bit of showers, but I mean, it's kind of pretty close, so. The folding chair setup at Vandy, yikes.
It looks rough over there, man.
I haven't seen it.
It's very much under construction.
Yeah, there's lightning. All right, so there's a lightning strike here at White Bridge, right, over by Kendall Drive. So if you're at Vanderbilt, I think we're probably in range of getting lightning struck. And I'm with you, Will. I just have a hard time thinking that they're going to let Carrie on stage before all of this gets out. Because you got lighting people, you got you got people who are sitting, like, it's just let it go by. I mean, after all, you bought a ticket in the summer for an outdoor concert in Nashville.
Yeah.
Ergo, it will lightning.
We've been through this before.
Yeah, I mean, name an act. I mean, you really haven't
I
had
don't
a
remember
concert.
Garth Brooks. I mean,
Garth Brooks, yeah. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The two biggest ones. The Garth Brooks one was the mother of all lightning storms. Like, that was awful.
That was terrible.
But yeah, if you haven't made it until you've been lightninged out or delayed in Nashville, an outdoor venue. Yeah, there's another strike that's right on 440 between Sylvan Park and Vandy. So y'all are in lightning range. So uncool. I think it might be time to, it is time to take lightning precautions for this. I'm going to send a tweet to that effect. Did you fix your audio problems, Andrew?
No, I'm in my interface settings, and I can't figure it out. I remember seeing this when I first installed it, but I can't find it now. I'll figure it out later. If you want, I mean, really, if you want it to resemble like a real conversation, like you're sitting in the middle of a conversation, like between us, like have me in your left ear, which apparently is the way it is, and have like David pan hard right, and then it'd be like you're like sitting right between us, and like you're just part of the conversation.
It is booming here.
Yeah, I've just recently gotten some close strikes at my place here in Williamson County, and it's not raining, so.
Thunder only happens when it's raining, Andrew.
Of course.
Yes, Will. Louder, please. Apparently, they've evacuated the stadium.
Womp womp. But that's the right call. I mean, no question.
Yeah, CG near White Bridge. Fortnite Season 4, Chapter 4 is very good. Big improvement if we want to talk gaming. Other than that, I've read a couple good books.
I've turned the lightning on here. I know it's hard to see the lightning strike. A lot of cloud to ground lightning. Even east of Nolensville, all the way east of Nolensville, where the Rutherford County line, cloud to ground lightning strikes well outside of the storm. So it's tossing lightning all over the place. New severe thunderstorm warning does not include us. It's going to be for southwest of us, Lewis County, Hohenwald. Storm over West Brentwood, over toward Bellevue, is starting to get its act together again. This is the strongest storm aloft, so up at about 20,000 feet, right over Percy Warner Park, right over Chickering Road. This is the tallest storm on radar currently, is right over Forest Hills. So things will probably pick up here in northern Williamson County around Laurelbrook, Grassland, Battlewood Estates, up and down Hillsborough Road. Things will probably pick up here in the next little bit. Again, that's a product of this outflow boundary that just went up under this thing, and it's going to get it going for a while. Probably a good bit of lightning from the Natchez Trace Bridge over to Hillsborough Road, Grassland, all the way over to Franklin Road. So this area here will pick up more than likely in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, the visibility is just atrocious. Look at this.
That's crazy.
I mean, that is some heavy rain.
Yeah, it is.
So this is right over. This is Crockett Road, Aberdeen Drive. So Aberdeen is going to be right at Crockett Elementary School, Woodland Middle. Just horrible visibility.
So I pulled up GR Earth and looked at the MRMS rainfall estimates for these storms over 1 hour. And that little sucker that's over near between Cool Springs and Governor's Club was running a max of 1.65 inches per hour. That's below our flash flood rainfall rates, especially with a parched earth. Down there, Spring Hill, down in Murray County, it was about 25% more than that, about just over 2 inches per hour, which also is below flash flood warning criteria, especially with a dry earth. So I think that you're good at hydroplane for sure, but as far as widespread flooding, not worried about that at this time.
Parched Earth is a good band name.
Is it? I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could talk about how their souls are parched or how their heart is parched.
Hey, if you're going to turn your hazard lights on, at least turn your headlights on too. Have mercy. I have opinions about all that, but we'll leave those there.
I mean, I just think that Vandy will maybe escape the worst of it. The way it's trending.
It's getting pretty dark at my house. Wind just picked up hard south at my house. That's cool. I'm going to have to work on my lightning detector. It has not yet detected a lightning strike on my new weather station. So this is a problem. Yet, my weather station that has been dead for nearly a month woke up and reported a lightning strike when we had our first strike.
It's because that's not a lightning detector. It's listening to the other things. I will say that first one, because I have one of those too, and yes, it also bakes. But that thing's incredible with detecting lightning. At least alerting you to lightning in there. Like it's almost worth it just for that.
I was going to use it at Live on the Green this year before it got canceled, just because I could set the radius and know every time.
Actually, I'm pulling up the other one because it just said that it just started raining at my house. You know, this thing hadn't worked in a month. Let's see.
Maybe it hadn't rained at your house
still
anymore,
out?
Andrew.
Is it still up, Andrew?
It's still out there. I haven't taken it down. Yeah, it's measuring rain now.
Hey. It's like Johnny Five at the end of that movie where it resurrects it.
Short circuit.
I've put in a ticket on it. I just want to see.
I'm watching the radar, of course, but also the AA game of the Rubber Ducks against somebody else. Paul Skeens is pitching. And they just showed these people in these leather recliners. Their combined age must have been 150 years old. And I'm afraid that their skin is going to stick to the leather recliner when they get up. But it looks like a very picturesque place. I once coached the Rubber Ducks at the Franklin Baseball Club, their fall team. We were the Rubber Ducks. It was fun. Bailey, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, he's hearing the thunder. He's freaking out a little bit.
Matt reports some hail driving on 65 about 5 minutes ago. That doesn't surprise me at all. That storm, as it kind of comes down, it's just pouring out its bag of rocks that accumulated up there.
Somebody on Twitter said WTF is a frog strangler.
Oh, I'm about to answer that tweet.
They don't know what they're in for. You must be new.
That is a term. I've grown up in Middle Tennessee. I've heard that term my entire life. I don't
know what's wrong with these people. They don't know about frog stranglers.
I mean, use your imagination.
You Yankee.
Even amphibians perish. R.I.P. Kermit.
Oh, my new weather station's recording its first rain ever, 0.02. It's so cute.
Cheer.
Frogs are amphibians, right?
Yes.
They're not reptiles? No, they're amphibians because they go from water to land interchangeably. Yeah. We better Google this.
Hey, Siri.
Amphibians?
Alexa, is a frog an amphibian?
Yeah, it's an amphibian.
Frogs are amphibians.
Shout out to Grassland Middle School. I think that's where I learned that.
Storm on the west side of Brentwood still is the most impressive aloft.
Andrew, why don't you
actually-
explain why we care about what's happening aloft?
What's that? Oh, because that's what's going to happen on the ground eventually. What goes up must come down.
Are you sure about that? You know, birds aren't real. It's because of gravity, right?
Gravity.
My cousin's credit score begs to differ.
Also, my bank account.
That's great.
Well, actually, my bank account does go down. Let's see.
Yep, it's coming to Percy Priest too.
It's really not. So I just looked at that storm
Really
at Percy Priest, and it doesn't have the mojo aloft that it needs.
No.
Also, it's way out ahead of the outflow boundary, so it's probably elevated convection, which...
However, that's what it was around Joelton a little bit ago.
Yes,
And
once it hits
went
the
up and
outflow
then it came
boundary.
right back down.
But that outflow boundary is piecing out. Well, the outflow boundary is what's caused it, frankly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're on the res, I suppose it's a risk. But it's not like I see a heinous thunderstorm incoming.
Nope. But I bet the wind's going to pick up when that outflow does get there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Sheila says, as every Alexa device starts talking about fraud. Oh, that's hilarious.
Sorry about that.
My bad.
Oh, even happened to Beth Sass as well. Sorry, Beth.
We forgot to mute before asking Alexa a question.
Todd says it's called a toad strangler.
Todd's wrong.
It's not wrong what he called it in his family. Yeah, it's a lot of rain. Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. So, I mean, we've got CG not far from Vanderbilt, but it's all going south. So it's going south of Guns N' Roses, and it's going south of Vanderbilt. But if I was in charge over there, I wouldn't let anybody do fun things.
Nope.
I need to find out where this Rubber Ducks against Curve game is. Curve, minor league baseball. Altoona. Where is Altoona? It's in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. East of Pittsburgh.
Huh. Shoot a monkey. There it is. Oh, man, yeah. It's not far from State College. And Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney.
Give me a break. That place. That poor rodent. I wonder what Punxsutawney Phil is doing right now.
Sleeping.
Poor thing is sleeping. That stupid rodent. It's just trying to live its life.
Everybody keeps dudes with top hats keep messing with them.
I know. He's like, I promise you guys. You know what he's doing? He's like in his cage, his crate, and he's got his little groundhog paws on the bars, and he's like, I swear I don't know anything about anything. I'm not a
I would
scientist.
tell you if I knew.
I don't. Yeah, if I knew, I would just tell. I would, I would poop in
Do
the
you
left
think that
corner
he
if it was.
lives a life like Uga or Smokey, where he's just like pampered?
I don't know, and that's what concerns me about the whole thing. Is I mean, is he treated okay? Are there several versions of him? Like, there's several versions of Uga and Smokey and all of these mascots. What happens to Phil the other 364 days of the year? What's his life like?
These are great questions.
The,
We need a Phil Williams expose on
oh gosh,
Punxsutawney.
Phil Williams would make Groundhog Day be canceled, which, by the way, would be a big service
Especially if
to
you're a
America
groundhog.
and to science, frankly. All of these little elementary school kids think that some groundhog can predict how long winter is going to be. It's
Some
no wonder
chubby
why they're
rodent.
functionally illiterate with science.
This chubby rodent is in charge of climate.
This frightened rodent, you're showing my privates. Like, they pick the thing up and like all you're showing is the underside of the groundhog. It's
Groundhog
undignified.
undercarriage.
It's wow, they're all dressed like Abraham Lincoln over there. Unbelievable.
Same people that believe in heat lightning.
Pressing all my
Chemtrails.
buttons tonight. Yeah, Gettysburg really isn't far from Baltimore. And I'm a little bummed because I was in Baltimore this summer and I should have driven my son up there and we should have done a day again. It just didn't occur to me. He would have loved that.
That OFB has now made it firmly into East Nashville and didn't really pull anything up behind it.
No, it didn't. And the little thing that came from Jolton kind of
It's
got
blobbed.
swallowed up by the Bellevue storm.
Yeah, and it all blobbed out.
It blobbed out. Oh, what a play by the Rubber Ducks. Oh, no, that's interference. He scores. Sorry, Nashville. I umpired for a long time, and I can't help it. Let me concentrate on weather. The number one rule at a rundown is as soon as you throw the ball forward, you make a right angle turn and get out of the runner's way, and the runner's taught to get in his way. Anyway, that's a shrewd move there by that.
Ooh, R.I.P. Bob Barker.
Dude, yeah, he died today.
Get your pet spayed and neutered.
If I actually have a book, it's a couple hundred pages, and it breaks down the science of every pricing game, the math and the game theory on how to play it right. I love me some Price is Right, and I watched a lot of Bob Barker.
Very interesting.
And I'm one of the few who are like pro Drew Carey. Like, I think he does a good job. And I know it's cool to hate in this society, but I really think he does a good job.
I have no issue with Drew Carey.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Oh, can y'all see Bailey? Oh, yeah, Bailey. Yes, I didn't realize he was back. Bro, it's
That's
okay.
full screen Bailey here. There's Bailey.
Wait, is he waiting on Maggie? She?
No, he hears the thunder, and he's afraid to go investigate. He just, here, buddy. Come here. It's all right. It's okay, buddy. Want to say hi to everybody? It's just some thunder and lightning.
Dog.
He's a Havanese, by the way. Yeah, he's a good boy. All right, I'm going to send a tweet, buddy. Do you want to be Desk Bailey? Here you go.
What about Toby?
All right, so my sound just went from my good ear to my bad ear.
Uh-oh.
So I can't hear what y'all are saying now. So I'm gonna plug in and plug
Andrew, are
back.
you messing with the soundboard?
I haven't. No, I haven't touched anything. Wouldn't affect his though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Mine
that's
still
weird.
stinks. Mine's still just in the left ear.
Just the left, yeah. We
Soon.
don't need to be on here anymore, right?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't know why that.
No, we
did
probably
that.
don't.
Now I can hear you guys just fine.
Well, we were just proposing that we get off.
Oh, that would be lovely because I want to go get some dinner.
Yeah,
And watch the
I think
rubber
that's a good
ducks.
plan.
Yeah, really, Paul Skeens. So this is what they do to that poor groundhog, right? And it's like, why are you showing me this? Like, at least get me from like my good side. But like, hey, he didn't see his shadow. It's like you're showing me my privates, and that's the thing that drives me the craziest.
I'm gonna show off my dog.
This is going south really, really quickly.
Oh, it's already gone south.
This
Just
is-
like the storms have
This is
been
going south,
south.
faster than that 60-mile-per-hour
We're
wind
gonna
pixel
do the
popped
same
up
thing.
and got us on here in the first place. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a dog. I don't know.
Mine weighs 70 pounds. I won't do that to him. But
Everybody come in and look at the puppy. That's right. Well, these are the dogs who freak out. So, yeah,
right.
I'm good to bounce.
See y'all.
All right. We're not like shutting off Twitter for the evening, but there's no reason to be on YouTube Live because this thing is.
hey, by the way, this storm, real quick, this storm over Antioch and B&A is going up.
Oh, it is, but it's going to go south. It's going to go to Cane
south,
Ridge.
But Knowlesville Road, between Harding Place, Old Hickory Boulevard, down to Nippers Corner, about to get some more rain. So this storm's going up right here.
Yeah.
So some more thunder and lightning up there. It'll move south. And on that note, see you later.
All right, let's hang up.
All
Hey,
right.
hang on, guys, before you hit the stream. We got to see who's going to tweet.
Do what?
Hang on, but we cut the stream but don't like hang up the phone.
Stay on Restream.
Yeah.
I don't.